The Nigerian President-elect Muhammadu Buhari have been called upon to overhaul the security infrastructure across the country as soon as he takes over the mantle of the leadership on May 29, 2015. The presidential candidate of United Democratic Party in the just concluded presidential election, Barrister Godson Okoye, made the call in an interview with Ben Television in Abuja. Barrister Okoye expressed concern over the level of decay in the country's security infrastructure.
Why don't we use the advantage we have to help secure ourselves? If we say we have advantage in terms of human capital, we should deploy human capital in the area of security. There is a limit to what gadgets can do. There is a limit to what equipment can do. In the end, it is still the human being that will assess the situation and give you the cameras, equipment, can only record things and keep. They are not going to on their own prompt action or do things. So you need human beings. Therefore, why leave the job that can be done by 10 people to be done by one person? Bring in the people. We may need to restructure how they are paid. We may need to restructure how many hours they put to work. But for goodness sake, deploy the human beings, recruit people, train people.
Okoye also charged the president-elect to pay adequate attention to children's health, in which he claimed it has been often neglected by the previous administration.
And then you look at the area of health. For goodness sake, our healthcare delivery system is laughable. Tell me anywhere in the country where you have children's hospital. You don't have that. Yet every day we will talk about child mortality and then the health of mothers and the health of kids. But you should have children's hospital. We don't even have anyone anywhere. These are things we are talking about. We should have, okay, look at our national hospital that is supposed to be the flagship of medical practice in Nigeria. How do you see it? They just, only 6 or 7 months ago, or say just last year, that they were able to put together a trauma center.
Barrister Godson Okoye was among the 14 presidential candidates that participated in the just concluded election. In Abuja, Muyiwa Bamdele reporting. The national chairman of the People's Democratic Movement, Malam Ibrahim Bashir, has advised all Progressive Congress and the President-elect Muhammadu Buhari to select credible and competent Nigerians as the face of the new government. Malam Ibrahim Bashir gave the advice while speaking with Ben TV in Abuja, saying that Nigerians are full of expectation as the next political dispensation unfolds.
You know, there is a saying that by choosing your advisors, you're choosing the kind of advice you want. The first signal Buhari has to send to Nigerians and to the rest of the world is in how and whom he includes in his cabinet and among his advisors. In my view, he has to look out for 3 or 4 criterion in composing his cabinet. First, he has to look out for people of character, and by character I mean people for whom integrity means a lot, and people who have a definite appreciation of the difference between right and wrong, and people who have a name to protect. Secondly, I think he should look for competence, irrespective.
The national chairman of the PDM also asked the president-elect to look for team player in the composition of his cabinet.
In the end, I think he should look out for team players. He should avoid people that are divisive, because the country is badly divided as we speak. And so he should look out for people who will bring the country back together. If you appoint very controversial and divisive people into a government, you are going to end up doing damage control all the time. And Buhari doesn't have the time for that.
Muyiwa Bamdele reporting.
As the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) prepares to conduct a rerun of governorship election in Abia, Imo, and Taraba states come 25th of April, National President of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Comrade Ayuba Nwaba, has called on the contestants to emulate President Goodluck Jonathan by accepting the outcome of the result in good faith. NLC President made the call in an exclusive chat with Ben Television in Abuja. He commended INEC for conducting a free, fair, and credible election despite challenges in some states where elections were announced inconclusive.
In every human endeavor, there must be a winner and a loser. We will also have challenges, but what I'm saying in essence is that I think the good of the system have far away the irregularities. We thank God that INEC also have actually rose to the challenge. I'm aware that in some wards, the elections have been cancelled. They are going to be rerun, and therefore people should also take advantage of these opportunities to try to address these challenges. I think generally, I think the credible ones seems to overshadow those ones that have some challenges. But I'm not ruling out that there are challenges, but there are always processes that can be followed to address those issues, especially where the card readers fail.
Ayuba also called on the President-elect General Muhammadu Buhari to focus more on youth empowerment and address issues of unemployment in the country.
More than 35 to 40% of our youth are unemployed. In fact, some people quote 55% are unemployed. And year in, year out, you still have a good number of graduates joining this army of unemployed. And therefore, I think as a nation, we should give it a priority to be able to get our youths engaged, because this group of people are the future generation of Nigerians, and therefore we need to make sure that they are gainfully employed and also are able to contribute their quota to the overall development of our society.
From Abuja, LM Chukwemeka reports.
Italian government has pledged to support the incoming administration of President-elect Muhammadu Buhari. Italian ambassador to Nigeria, Fulvio Roscoe, made the pledge while speaking with journalists after a closed-door meeting with the president-elect in Abuja. Roscoe explained that Nigeria and Italy had a long-standing of good and cordial relationship.
To congratulate him for his nomination by the Nigerian people on one hand, and to handle him a letter of congratulation and of good wishes of the Italian president of the Republic. Italy and Nigeria have traditionally very strong ties. We are very good friends, and so this was also an opportunity to illustrate to the president-elect the state of our relations, the past state and the future state. So this was a very good opportunity to meet together and to have a long discussion about the state of the relations between our two countries. And so we wish to the president-elect the best results in his next term.
In Abuja, Muyiwa Bamdele reporting. Nigeria House of Representatives has condemned in a strong term a no-peak attack on Nigerian living in South Africa and other foreign nationals. Motion moved by the chairman of the House Committee on Diaspora, Honorable Abike Dabiri, condemned the development in South Africa.
My Africans in South Africa are being slaughtered like animals. The House notes sadly that the recent attack, which has left many dead, businesses and shops vandalized, many beaten up mercilessly, was incited by a statement allegedly made by South African Zulu kings whose rules were repealing, who told African migrants to go home as they are no longer welcome in South Africa. The son of the president, President Zuma, Edward Zuma, allegedly echoed the same sentiments. This ignited a strong debate and brought to immediate backlash of violent reactions among the Zulus in KwaZulu, who unleashed terror on foreign immigrants, including Nigerians in Johannesburg, Durban, and Pretoria. They stole, broke into their homes, their businesses, took their properties, and killed many of them.
While speaking on the motion, Honorable Friday Itula called for a review of South Africa's economic interests in Nigeria.
That the President should request for an immediate meeting of the Organization of African Union Leaders to come together in an attempt not to put South Africa in a very bad situation. Incidentally, if what is happening in South Africa, they are asking Nigerians and other African nationals to leave the country. And I heard one of them that was saying that today in the news in South Africa that many South Africans do not have jobs and that they are deprived of other things. Other African countries have come to set up businesses and that is not proper. They are advising that all African countries should leave South Africa. If that is the case, when we come to look in Nigeria, that South Africa, they have businesses in Nigeria. Today, this morning, I realized that my DSTV subscription is finished, and I just asked my boy that how much is it, and he told me that it has been increased from 13,450, now it is 16,900. These are businesses, MTN, that South Africans have in Nigeria. If they are depriving Nigerians from doing business in South Africa, then we should begin to prepare. Let South Africans know that if all African countries should ask South Africans to leave their country.
Honorable Mama Abubakar and Deputy Leader of the House of Representatives, Leo Ogo, called on the federal government to take a drastic step against South African interests in Nigeria.
What that suggests is that people are very myopic, and I believe that South Africa look at Nigeria as its rival. That's why most of the things are targeted. Even the good things that have been done for them, they fail to realize that. While supporting this motion, I will also support what Honorable Itula has said, that the provisions of the prayers are not weighty enough, and that we should review them in such a way that we have to add that our ambassadors be withdrawn. And calling on the other African nations, I think what needs to be done there is that we will recommend that this issue should be presented by Nigerian head of state in the African Union, so that this matter should be treasured once and for all in the AU, because it's becoming a matter that on a daily or weekly or yearly basis.
I find it very, very embarrassing, very painful, sad that a South African will decide to take the lives of other Nigerians and other African brothers and sisters. I read in the papers how some Somalian two brothers were burnt alive for no reason or no just, or neither for any cause of their own. I believe that this action is totally animalistic. I see this as a very barbaric attitude. This is more like an attitude that happened during the Stone Age era.
Meanwhile, Nigerian government has directed Nigerians living in South Africa to remain indoor until the situation is brought under control. In Abuja, Muyiwa Bamdele reporting.